Kia ora, dear listener or viewer. Welcome to Zealand. Now, Zealand is set in a post-apocalyptic world, so it goes without saying that we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. So if you're squeamish or the idea unsettles you, take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, guys, gals, and legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Zealand. This is chapter 3, and it is part 4, our final part to this chapter, Deadly Wind. Deadly winds, deadly winds. Wind of a deadly variety. Who knows what does it mean? Who knows? Perhaps we'll find out. Together, we stand at the precipice of the second chance. The dinghy down beneath it. You've collected yourselves as best you can and the equipment through which you plan to take with you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone but Jake, Jake's going to be going along. Unless someone can provide an argument for him to stay in case you need extra people on the boat.
Well, that is, extra manpower on the boat in case something happens to those Russians, or some people decide to get onto the boat. And Cripple is in the best person to just be the only person here.
How many people fit in the dinghy?
And that.
And Jake's pretty big.
It helps not having a Jake in the dinghy?
Yeah, I'd say let's keep Jake on the boat.
Yeah. Nick, are you gonna... you've spent a long time with Jake.
I'm going along.
You're gonna be okay without him?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, it's that easy.
Hard.
It's been five years, Jake, and he just tosses you away like that. So, you prepare yourselves. Jake staying behind, along with Charles as well. So it's Skulk, Charles, and Jake staying on the boat, along with the two Russians that are now sealed back down the bottom.
The catacombs.
Yes. You load yourselves into this little boat, and oars start getting rowed. Who's gonna row this thing?
I will.
Okay. So it is 5 of you, including Jen, that are heading across. You start to row around this little island towards the large fuel tanker, which you can see the silhouette of, because behind it is a orange glow and just this dark smoke just pluming up from the refinery behind it. Skulk, you see them rowing away. You lose sight of them just as they go around the edge of the island. If you plan to steal the boat, now's the time.
Yeah, I shoot Charles and I fuck
Okay, alright. Jake has something to say about that.
Shoot Jake.
Okay.
Grapples your gun.
Yes, he grapples the bullets actually
Yeah.
out the gun. You continue to row towards this thing. It's very difficult to make out anything beyond this large structure and the plumes that are rising up from it. Where do you intend to try and make ground? Now, the one place you've landed before was just slightly down from the large fuel ship, which is where the powerboat was parked up originally. And as you're making way across the river, it is a decent, row to get across. You do see that powerboat is still moored up.
Just gonna wait till we pass it and then go, hey guys, we need to go back there. Just kidding.
Okay. You keep on rowing. Where are you going to try and bring this thing in?
I think the first sign of land that we can see that's away from fire.
Land or the dock? Because the dock extends a decent way out into the river.
Should be ladders every now and then off the dock.
Yeah, if we can see a clear place in the dock where we can like come up to a ladder, and it's reasonably away from bad stuff, we can just walk along the dock.
Reasonably away from bad stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have the night vision binocs, or do we leave them behind?
There are
No.
2 sets.
Oh, the two sets. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
Scott has one set with
No.
him. Nope.
Jake has my one.
Jake has this one, which he's holding on
If
to.
he didn't bring
and-
it, the rest the others are back at
Yeah.
base on the watchtower.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask Nick for the binocs. To look through towards the old time guys, see what I can see in terms of like presence.
Actually, no shit, Jake
Okay.
did bring his own. Sorry, yes, I do have some. But I've got them in my bag, and I'm not taking my bag off. So.
Roll perception for me. This is a flat roll.
76 fail.
Okay. You can't see anything. Beyond, the glow from behind is a little blinding. You can't make out anything particular on the boat. You do, however, notice something as all you do as you're rowing towards here. That voice that you could hear earlier, speaking over some kind of loudspeaker, some kind of sound-enhancing device, it's not there anymore. And you're not hearing gunfire. You're just hearing this, the occasional something maybe rupturing. You can hear the sounds of a very large fire burning nearby. You bring yourselves up on towards the dock, towards where the powerboat is. It's just sitting there, just going with the flow. You moor yourselves up to this and start to pull yourself up and onto the dock itself. You do have to use a ladder to get up there, but you all pull each other up, your equipment, your bags, your things that you have with you, and you start to march along the dock.
Are you seeing any people on the actual dock itself, aside from ourselves?
There's no light along here. There is just, there's a little bit of light. It seems like they have, the dock has small solar-powered lamps on it, but they're very dim. So you can make out the actual dock itself, and looking a little bit further down along it, you can see a number of people that are laying face down, arms splayed out.
I did. So we ended up glossing past it between things. I did leave the big bag of assorted ammunition on the boat. I'm not lugging that whole heavy thing around on top of my other bag.
Okay, did you take anything else from that bag with you?
Yeah, I would have taken one of those
Bricks.
Not bricks, yeah.
Okay. One of the fun bricks. Okay.
And if there was anything that was very obviously for the Ishmael's AK, I would have grabbed a magazine or something like that if there was something very obviously that, but otherwise.
Yeah, a lot of it was just all sorted.
Yeah.
And with the time that you had to prepare, weren't able to exactly figure out, is that the exact caliber? It looks different. It's got a few letters after it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Don't know if I want to stick that in the gun and find out. Yeah.
Yes.
So you err on the side of caution with that one. Okay. What is your marching order marching along this dock as the water just slaps up against it?
I want to be towards the back of the party because got range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also actively keeping an eye out for the yellow
Okay.
that I.
I'm always better leading because I'm a melee focused. So
Okay. Alright, so Scott's at the front.
I'll be following Scott.
Okay, cool. Jen is in the middle. And then Nick, you're in amongst the rest.
Sounds good.
he's in the shadows.
You all kind of instinctively try and stay a little lower as you start to make your way up towards the tower which winds backwards and forwards inside staircases leading up to the fuel tanker itself. You're walking along this dock. You get up towards where some of the bodies are. You can see that these were some of the people who had weapons that didn't have actual magazines in them. They were empty, and it seems that they have blunt wounds to the head, slightly concaved, and pools of blood just surround the head.
We don't see any bullet wounds.
No.
I just literally had like a thought. I can't crouch. Yeah, I can't crouch.
You can do like a
You can do a
squat,
semi-crouch, so
like
you can
a-
crouch down
I can
and
kneel.
extend your leg. You can extend your leg
Yeah, it's like
out.
squat down on one.
Yeah.
Do a
on your
Black
right.
Widow's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your crouch. We just need to get you that gimp suit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't like crouch walk like, you know.
No. But you can kind of put your lower body down a little bit.
I can kind of kneel.
That's kind of what everyone's doing. Everyone's just staying low. They're not crouch walking, but they're just staying low. You pass this first body, and you see another before you get towards where this tower is. It's quiet. Occasionally, the fuel tanker that's next to you, as it's moving, you do hear a groan of metal as the whole thing shifts. You think you can hear some activity inside, but it's very difficult to tell if it's that or if it's just the water lapping up against it. Your senses are on high alert right now. You're looking at every direction for anything that might possibly be moving, any kind of sound. You keep walking. You make your way towards that tower. Another body lays at the stairs. A elderly man, similar to before, with a rifle, nothing in it, and suffering from some pretty severe head wounds. You start to make your way up the stairs, slowly working your way up. Around. All the while listening, as your feet just kind of quietly but noticeably clink on the metal stairs as you make your way up. Eventually, you reach the top. Closed doors await you, doors that open up onto the fuel tanker. You're at point. What do you do?
Are the doors open?
They are closed.
I attempt to open a door.
How do you open it?
Is there a handle?
There is.
I try open.
You try to open it. It's not like a twist. It's not like a turn. It's a push open, and as you push, you can feel.
All doors.
You can push, and you feel it open. So you're just opening it right up. Okay. As you open it up, standing on the dock, on the bridge, not the bridge. What do you call it? The deck of the fuel tanker. You can see, like, instantly, you're taking this all in just a flash. The tents are still there. You can't see any other people other than two people who are standing, and they seem to be looking down at someone on the ground, and they just turn around and look directly at you, standing in the doorway with the doors just wide open. Who the fuck are you?
My name's Scott.
Are you of the B crew? You're not meant to be here yet. You're meant to stay fucking further out that way.
I'm just standing there looking confused.
He looks around, sees the others in the back. No, really, who the fuck are you? And you see him reach down.
I gotta just...
And you see the other guy on the side, looks like he's got a long kind of crowbar that's bent and sharpened at the end, and they're both looking at you. They're wearing, looks like in parts, like some like leather jackets, but it's like leather jacket maybe with part of another one over the top as well, also with some other kind of protection on around their hands. They seem like they're pretty well equipped. And the guy starts to slowly start to walk towards you, the two of them, seeing everyone standing in the stairwell.
I just say, do you work at this on this rig?
He brings it back up again. It goes down for a second.
As soon as he points the gun at Scott, I'll point my big fucking gun at him, and I'll be like, "You don't want to do that."
Yeah, I raise mine as well.
We're
So
none of...
Couldn't quite see the two of you in the back. Sees the two rifles there.
We...
Who the fuck are they? They're not the fucking B team.
You see the other guy who's just kind of got this thing to his side. Looks like he's getting a little bit behind the other guy who's got the gun out on you.
Why don't we just talk? I don't have any gun.
That's what I'm trying here. Who the fuck are you?
My name is Scott. Who are you?
You don't need my name right now. You see, you're interrupting my operation. Are you from here? You don't sound like you are. So where the fuck are you from?
Jamaica.
You come a long way from Jamaica, mate.
It doesn't matter right now.
Believe me, it matters to me.
We saw what was going on here, and we thought we would come to help.
Help.
It seems like there's a lot of disaster happening around here. We saw the fires, and we came to see what was happening.
Well, I'll tell you how you can help. How you can start to help. You tell those two back there to put those down.
I'll put him down when you put yours down.
Nah, see, I got
just
this
aim
trained
down my sights.
right at this fucker's head. And he seems to be talking for you, so I gotta think he's maybe...
Well, what I'll say is, guys, don't give a fuck about me. If he shoots me, kill them. Now, why don't you stop sizing up your dick and start talking? Are you scared of... He's scared of a guy with an axe from... How far are we away? When you've got the advantage?
Man, I'm not scared.
You put the gun down. And we can talk.
How'd you get here? What direction?
Oh, I'm really bad at geography. But we came by boat. By rowboat.
Where's your boat?
Dock. Somewhere. It's hard to give you exact directions.
He seems to be looking back towards Nick.
I've been everything about upfront with you. What are you guys doing here?
I'm going to take a quick look behind us.
This doesn't need to be an aggressive stance. Just, what are you doing here?
You look behind you, Nick.
I'm going to have a quick look, scan around behind us, see if anything's...
It's just the rest of the stairwell. You can't see outside.
Okay, cool.
You can look. You can see kind of down. Don't see anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Up.
Nothing down. Okay, cool.
I've still got my gun trained round.
Yeah, guns trained on as well.
Let me be up front with you. We've been here before. We left one of ours here in the infirmary. Well, we left. Now we are back to collect our person, hopefully in a better condition than when we left them, and then be on our way.
Might be out of luck there, mate. We're here to do business. That's what we're doing. Setting things straight. Righting wrongs. You sound like a third party.
Technically, yes. We're not Russian.
Okay.
So I am wearing my chainmail over my head with my gas mask over my face.
I'm wearing the standard fire gear that Jake and I wear. Just the standard loadout.
Pistol's still trained on you. Like I said, you seem to be a third party. Just walk away.
Is there anybody else alive or originally from this boat?
Yeah. But they're not here.
So you've cleaned out the infirmary then?
We're the new crew here. And believe me, I'm not alone. There are more here. So if you get any fancy ideas, it's not going to be so fancy for you. Gun's still up. I just have sore
I
arms.
know. I assumed the gun was up. This guy.
Because it's really awkward
This guy's
pointing around
this,
the microphone like
this guy's incredibly scared, so I'll expect so.
Did you kill everyone in the infirmary, or have they been moved to this elsewhere?
No one was meant to die here. But some folk are just stubborn.
What about the injured?
Injured? They're gone. Not here anymore. No one to take care of them. They're gone with the rest.
So they took their injured and left, or you took their injured and left?
They took them. Let's go with that.
I just whisper behind me since he's right behind me.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Dan? And he wouldn't be able to see my mouth move.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure I believe him.
I'm with you on that. So everyone that was here before isn't gone?
Yep. Like I said, we're the new crew.
That's fine, couldn't care less. Just here for the one we left, as Scott was saying.
And then we'll be on our way.
What's it worth to you? Closure. I can show you, but what are you going to give me for it?
A swift transaction and us out of your hair.
No complications.
Like those. Kind of motions back towards the rifles that Vedant and Nick have.
Pull out one of the grenades and I'll show it to him. I'll go like this. Put it back.
Yeah, that'd do as well. Either or. It'll give you your closure. You see there's no one there. And then if you want, well, maybe we can have another transaction.
What should we call you?
Me?
Or who do you work for? What?
Call me Barry.
Okay, Barry.
Call me Barry one more time.
Where did you come from?
Well, when a boy and a girl love each other a lot, shit happens.
Really? You get shit involved in that? Ooh, I don't know what you're into.
Some do.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
I'm from around.
Hearing about the birds and the bees this way it wasn't how I thought it was going to happen.
Are you going to keep taking the piss or are you going to do business with me?
I'm taking the aim action at his head.
I've already said I was aiming down my sights.
What's it going to be? Closure. Can give it to you. Give me one of those. Any of the three. March you through. Easy as that.
I just say behind. Do we have another one?
I think he had two.
Got 2 grenades.
Don't know what they did. I'll just unsling the AK off my shoulder. I said, what about this?
Got lots of those, mate. Gonna have to do one better. All of you who are there will notice that Jen's been staying at the back of your pack this whole time. You obviously don't want to cause shit. That's good. But you're also keeping me up here for longer than I like. So I'll give you a solid 30 seconds to think about it. And I'm going back inside.
Okay.
I just say under my breath, I'm
I
doing
close
it.
the door.
You close the door. Nick literally just said, he's gonna do it.
I said under my breath, I'm doing it.
Whatever.
So did I hear him say he's doing it?
Yeah, you did. You
Whatever.
did say before you said. yours.
Okay. So the door was left open.
Okay.
And I'll just take the shot. I was aiming at the guy
Oh, hang
with the
on.
gun.
Because the thing
So-
is, he said, I'm doing it before I closed the door. I didn't hear him speak.
I thought it was just as you closed the door.
No, he did
No.
actually get it out.
He
No.
literally said
Okay.
that
He said
just
it before the
before.
closing.
Alright, Nick. Roll to hit.
Please put a bullet in this guy. He's
Yeah, he was
47
pissing
success.
47 success.
47 success. It's a surprise.
And you were both taking the aim action,
Yep,
eh?
we're taking him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He succeeds, but only by 2. So he reduces your potential damage by 2.
Still significant.
So I've got big rifle.
Grievous.
That's 30 damage.
Grievous.
So you get Grievous.
And you were aiming for his head.
At the head, obvious. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. He annoyed me.
And I'm getting ready to use Stone's Endurance.
Yeah, you friggin' better. You need more than that. Okay, alright, so, Nick, you just say, I'm doing it. And then,
Yeah.
with a whack,
Nope.
you hear the
Sniper
bullet go
rifle
off.
Silence.
What's that?
A sniper rifle to silence.
Yeah, you still hear a crack.
Silence
Yeah.
is still very
Silence is
loud.
still loud.
As in like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, especially
No,
when
it's
they're
still
right
loud.
next to
Everyone
you.
in the area will
These
still
are,
hear
yeah,
it.
these are high-powered rifles.
Just last night, read the
I'm
discussion
thinking
on
of like
the.
a little.
You're thinking of games.
As a
I'm
fraser
not
is still
thinking again,
bloody
yes.
loud next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear it, quack, and this bullet goes off, and you just see part of this guy's cheek here just go in a fit of blood, and he instantly pulls on that trigger instinctively to shoot you.
This is what I was worried about. That's good.
I'm keeping the same train of thought. Because what I was going to say is, I don't dodge.
You have to do something. You can choose not to dodge. Okay, you choose not to
that's-
dodge?
then it's no
okay,
roll.
it's straight,
I-
straight,
I-
it's straight.
I wanted to
I'm
make
taking
sure
its
that
damage.
everyone behind me isn't going to get shot.
Okay, just so you know, without dodging, this will be limb destroyed. This is aimed directly at your head. Now,
Burn and suture.
we haven't had this happen in Zealand yet. We've had it happen with infections before, but it can also happen in the event that death is inevitable for an action. You can burn a sigil, which means forever that sigil is gone. As this bullet leaves his gun, as he pulls back, this bullet flies towards Scott. Its path, well, not so much its path, but perhaps it won't be as bad. But this is still bad. It will, if a sigil is burnt, reduce it to a grievous wound rather than a limb destroyed. Are you going to burn a sigil?
This means like. So I'm in the hot seat.
Yes.
Normally I'd say I wouldn't, but in this case, since he just got shot in the face, it would make kind of narrative sense for his aim to be off.
Yeah.
Oh, by like this much.
Yes.
So I'm going to get a grievous wound to your head.
That's all you need.
Yes.
You've also got chainmail over your head.
He does.
Yeah.
It would still be limb destroyed. He's not dodging.
Above 50 I do, below 50 I don't.
Just do it. Just burn
I'm
the
pretty
sigil.
glad that you do. Not just for your sake, but for other characters that were there as well.
Yeah.
I'm still going to roll for shock.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so just actually roll for shock before I reveal how bad the damage is.
It's Constitution, eh?
Constitution.
I pass.
You pass. Okay, you stay up. So this happens in an instant. This first crack, and you see the hits the guy like here, and it's just like blood. And then as that split second later, the other bullet goes. Anyone that's standing near Scott just gets hit with a red spray across their face, unable to see immediately what's happened. You've been hit in the head, and immediately you can't see out of your left eye. Like you get hit with a blinding pain, and it's strange. It feels like someone punched you in the head, really hard. And you know when you get punched really, really hard, and just everything's ringing. It's like that for you now. Your whole head's ringing. You're stunned for a second, and you start to kind of come to, and that you realize that you're not seeing right, or rather, you're only seeing right.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as I hear the crack from Nick, my gun goes off as well, because I was taking aim at his...
Okay. The guy behind is like, this is like all happening in an instant. The guy who was behind is like, it looks like he's running. So, roll to hit guy who was shot in the head.
So it's aimed, and it
Yep.
was...
So apply half your
yeah,
shoot.
So that's a 37 success.
37 success. Okay, he's continuing his momentum, falling away. Oh my god, what the hell?
Plus 11.
That's 11.
Yeah. 48.
Plus 30 for your gun.
Oh yeah, 48 plus 78, which he reduces by...
78, which he reduces by 21, because he did actually succeed as he's kind of like tumbling
It's
away.
still grievous because it's still over 50.
Still a grievous wound, and
He already has a grievous to the head.
he already has a grievous to the head. That second bullet comes through, and it just hits him, and you just see him start to drop to the ground as the guy behind him just starts to run.
I chase that guy.
You start to chase that guy? Okay, alright.
He
Does it-
barrels me.
Yeah, so he essentially barrels past you. You're still kind of standing there. Jenna's like moving up towards you at this point. You're starting to barrel after that guy. Roll athletics, and he's going to roll athletics, and this will determine whether or not you are able to catch him. So he's got a 29 success. Do you beat that?
No.
Okay. He's getting away from you. You take off. He starts to like dart into the tents. Skulk.
Hello.
I don't know if you actually would have heard. It'd be very...
I wouldn't have cared about gunshots.
Yeah, okay, right.
Because like I know like it died down, but it was
Yeah.
gunshots died down, now
Yeah.
new gunshots. Meh.
Alright, cool. Yeah, it's not... It would be very, very hard to detect it.
Yeah,
And Nick's
I
not
would
on the
have
boat,
no.
so I think he's probably the only person who might actually be able to hear it. But
Yeah, And I would have no idea if these guys could have just been like the same gunshot just started up, so I wouldn't have really gone like...
For sure.
Oh no, they're in danger.
Okay. Jake is looking longingly over in that direction.
I give him a comfortable pat on the back and say, he'll be back, man. He'll be back.
Well, Scott Elshot.
Okay. Right, so, Nick, you've shot.
Yeah.
You've shot. God damn it. Okay, Jen's there. She just comes around in front of you, Scott, and you just see, like, her face just turn absolutely white. Just absolute shock. And she just kind of grabs you, like, grabs in front of you, and she's like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay.
I would say I'm not necessarily in clinical shock, like the actual
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
I am like...
Yes, yeah, you've been shot in the head, and it's almost Looney Tunes where you don't want to look at it, you don't want to move, because then it's not real. That kind of... And you're held there for a moment. Dan, you've taken off after this guy. You're chasing him. You're trying to catch him. It's essentially going to come back around. Nick and Verdamp, what are you doing?
Do you still see the guy?
He's darted into the tents. You don't see him. Dan is within your sight, and he's approaching the tents as well. These aren't past tents. These aren't past tents.
But these tents, they're
Prison tents.
regular tents, right?
Yeah, some of them are smaller. Some of them are the larger canvas ones, but some of them are the small nylon ones as well.
I'm gonna take aim at the guy, so
Try to take aim as he's kind of going through.
he's going in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look through and keep trailing him and try and hold that speed so that
Okay.
when I do shoot,
If you see it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's tough, but we can give that a go. Nick, what are you gonna do?
I'll be scanning the tents. So basically trying to see if there's anything else happening around the tents.
You take out your tricorder and you start running
Yeah,
it up
exactly.
and down the tents.
You got it.
Are there life signs?
So are you going to move over towards the tents and start looking, or are you more staying in the position that you are in this little stairwell and just trying to look out towards the stairs? While you're looking out, roll perception for me. This is just challenging. It's your regular roll perception, so it's really high.
Me, 72 pass.
He passed any perception check.
God, this monster.
He's like
Not only
he's
does
like
he
me
pass,
with attacking.
but
with
he
my
passes
attacks.
high. So as you're scanning, Nick, you actually take your eye off your scope for a moment, and the way that this tanker is laid out is that there is a very large deck to it, but then there is a massive, like, column at the end, which is like the bulk of where the ship is, and that's how you go down to the lower levels. That's how you and the others have gone down before. But it also goes up a fair way, and up the top, Nick, you can see inside there's a light on near the very, very top, and you can see silhouettes casted by this light, and they seem to be moving around quite quickly. You see a silhouette come up towards the glass. Someone's looking down from above.
Very powerful sniper rifles.
Okay. As soon as I see that, I'll just yell to get back. I'll just yell, get back.
Nick yells, "Get back!" You barely hear it. And he's standing right next to you. Dan, you are already in and amongst the tents. You hear Nick yell something. Roll perception for me, minus 20.
11 plus.
Okay, you hear what he says. He says, "Get back." You can actually make out what he was saying as you're running through the tents.
Okay. Dan's gone through the tent, like into the tents now.
You're still chasing. Are you still chasing after him on your turn?
Have I got any idea of where he's gone, or is he?
He's running straight towards the structure, which is where you guys went in with
How
Max.
far away is he from that structure?
Maybe one more round. He's going to get in there if you don't catch him this round.
That's right, I told you so. Could like come up and take me. Fucker.
Yep, I'm interested.
All right, roll athletics.
Cool.
I love how you thought I was gonna like hit yours.
Okay,
No, look.
so he fails by 26. How much do you fail by?
51.
Okay, He is outpacing you still.
We suck at running.
Yeah. Dude.
We need to do cardio, like
That's what I
exercise
wanted to,
regimes going on.
Yeah, we need to replace this time slot with like no cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
doing for the next 5 years. Just
Tybo.
It looks like he's getting straight towards it. The turn thing that to get in is like slightly open, and you see him just like push it in and just. Yeah, you could try and throw something at him. You could try and do something. He's like right up against the door, like at the end of his thing. You can't get to him this turn, but
Just try to take a shot at him. Just grab that 45 that I've gotten.
oh yeah, just like sling it out and just 45 though. Yeah. The one that you were trying to give to Rud.
Yeah, no, let's try that.
Okay, all right. Now we're talking. Okay, yeah. So you sling this thing out. I'll let you do it two ways. You can shoot. There are going to be negatives there. There is a luck element to this as well, because it is also shooting blindly. But if you're shooting a whole heap, I'll let you use luck to potentially try and see if you can hit with one of the mini bullets.
Yeah.
You're just going to try and go full auto, just...
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Cool.
It's brain break.
Yep.
Roll luck for me then. And it's just straight luck. There's no up, there's no down. It's if one of these bullets will hit.
So 33 pass.
33 pass? Okay. Alright, so he succeeds with a 23. You said what, sorry?
33.
33. Well, that's nice and easy. That's a 10 difference.
I
So
mean, weapon damage.
What weapon damage does that do?
it is a AK is, I believe it is. It's not. Yeah, it should be medium.
So what, 20?
20.
Yeah,
So 30. Significant.
30. He reduces it by 23.
No, I mean that's
No,
after.
that's after the... Wait.
So
that's
33
after the
minus
rest.
23 is 10 plus the 20 from
Oh yes. Okay, so what's the total?
30.
30. Okay, significant. And what was the location? You
33. That's the
30.
torso.
Yeah. So you clip him. You fire a whole heap of bullets. You put this out and you spray and pray. Now, you hear gunshots. You hear like the automatic fire of a rifle. Jake hears this as well on the boat, and yeah, you see one of those bullets just rip into him and just spray some red up on the door as he kind of stumbles towards it, trying to open it, and that's when
Can I see him? I can see him?
yeah,
Sweet. I shoot.
shoot away.
Hey.
Because the door was the thing that he was probably going to be going for. The way that I see it is you were following, seeing where he's going to go. You're waiting for him to go towards it. And that shot there, just enough to stop him as he's opening that door and going through.
So it's a 54 success.
Okay.
With the aim, I have 111. So it's a 54 success. It's like
65.
94.
He fails by 1.
So 65 plus 30.
96.
It's
Yeah.
not destroyed.
Headshot.
You're gonna
Hey.
can you shift it up to the head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a hit. Shoots.
Undestroyed?
74.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You aim. You wait, and as those bullets ting along the side, one hits him there. You see him as he's trying to open the door, and just this bullet just tears through and just paints that wall red as he drops dead to the ground.
Cool. I
Scott, you're starting to come to a little bit more at this stage, but it's like you can feel and you can see, just like looking down at your chainmail, there is just red just dripping all down it.
I scream out to Dan. Dan, get back! And I start to move backwards into the doorway.
Okay, what do you do, Dan?
So I'm just at the edge of the tents.
Yeah, the guys just died. You had pace. You're either trying to slow down or continuing.
So about halfway between them and the tower at the moment?
A little bit further towards the tower than back.
Towards the tower.
If you start to run back towards... Essentially, you could potentially make it to either. At this turn, you could make it back inside, or you could make it to the tower of the ship.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Yeah, you like kind of skid to a halt for a second. There is that indecision. And you turn around, heading back towards the others. When you're coming back towards it, Dan, you can see Scott's been kind of pushed up against the inside of this thing by Jen, and she's like reaching into her pack and she's trying to put like gauze and bandage up near his face, but you get a glimpse of it for a second and it does not look good. He's been hit in the head and he's been hit bad.
I've backed up into the doorway. I'm using the scope to look up into where the light came on in the tower to see if I can make out anything.
Okay.
How bad is his face looking? Is it bad enough to invoke memories? Or
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Thank you. I'll give you a sigil back for that.
all right.
You get free
is that
sigil.
Also a will check then.
Yes, it is. Hey,
Yep.
have you got a sigil?
Even with that being cocked, that's just wanted to see how much it failed by. It's failed by 13.
Okay. You have memories of Vedant being in a, not the same, but a similar situation, and it starts to set that panic in, and you just start to feel that fear just creep into you. And your heart starts racing, your breath gets faster, everything becomes more intense. Jen is trying to like...
I'm curious, is there an exit wound?
No, well, I mean, you can...
You don't know.
You can have a feel, you're not sure. You don't know what the entry was like, you don't know what the exit could have been like.
I'm just curious. I know I don't know. I can't look at myself.
Yeah,
Even less now.
Your new nickname's going to be Bullet Brain. Yeah, no.
You keep forgiving me that I made a sapphire.
What eye was it?
Left.
I think it was-
Say one.
Oh my god.
There you go, an eye for an eye, motherfucker.
Eye for an eye.
Okay, there's still a lot of intensity. What are you guys going to do right now? You've got back into the steering wheel. Yeah, that's right. You were looking up. Roll for me and give yourself a +20 as you look up towards the top of the boat.
That's a...
Oh, so close.
It's a 69, failed by 4.
69.
Man, we've rolled like
Okay. You're not sure, like, as like you were scanning across with your rifle, but it was there for a second and then it was gone moments afterwards, but you are sure that you saw a lion.
A lion?
A lion. And I'm being straight with you here, I'm not taking the piss. You thought you saw a lion looking down at you. A lion.
Guys, I think I saw a lion.
You hear Vedant saying this as Jen is like trying to pack things onto Scott's face. Every single time you try to say something or do something, she's just like, no, shh. And she's just trying to work.
Like an honest to God lion. Big cat, king of the jungle lion.
Now, I will elaborate on that a little bit further. You didn't see the whole lion. You saw a face of a lion. Yeah, but you saw a lion. There was a lion there. And at 69, it was a sexy lion.
Yeah. That's why I saw it, right?
Yes.
Because it was a 69.
It was a...
That's a new crit.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
it makes. I'm sure it does, Nick. I'm sure it does.
Okay, so you're all still in the You're all still in the stairwell.
Yeah.
Shit's just gone down.
I'm saying to everybody,
This is still just seconds.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have company very soon.
Yeah, we are.
We need to make it
Not
to
be in the open.
Well, yes.
Like Jen's like packing this on. What are we doing? We can't. We need to get him back. We can't have him like this.
Fuck. Nick. Get him back. Because it's just Nick, Dan, and me, right?
And
Jen.
And Jen.
Jen's got
Okay. Nick, Jen, get him back. Dan. I'm gonna go get Max.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick, what do you do? You can see Jen nodding. Scott.
Sorry, guys. You shouldn't be going to get Max. You should be able to see that this situation's a no-go. But if you gotta do it.
We have to do it. I'm gonna lean down to Scott and like, I owe you big time. For back there, for risking your ass coming along with us, I owe you big time. And I promise I will come out of this alive to let you collect. And I look at that and I start sprinting off towards the town.
Follow.
Do you attempt to say anything?
Every time I've attempted to talk, Jen shut me up, so I'm
Yeah.
I even tried to correct her medical procedures, but she...
No, don't. No.
but
Fucking squabbling couples, eh? Yeah. Okay, Nick, you help Scott back up to his feet.
I would probably... Oh, I was going to say I'd probably try and carry him, but it's probably safer for him to try and walk, I guess. I'd help
Try
him
and walk
however he
with
wants it.
either of them on either side of you. Okay. The two of you start to push in as the three make their way down, winding their way down. You move up towards the doorway where the body of that man lays still.
As I get to it, I'm gonna check his hands.
Okay, you quickly run over towards him. You turn his hands over.
Do I see the mark, the symbol?
Hands look good. Look clean. Okay, push the door open. Looking inside, in the corridor, there are more people, mostly elderly, slumped down. Some with knives, like, just beside them, or bats or other tools.
AKs?
No AKs.
Cool. I'm gonna swap my big gun for my hunting rifle because possible.
Okay. You move in, and it's quiet in here.
Another question for you. Are there any towels around?
No, but you wish there were. You
Fine,
push
I
in.
can't pull that off one-handed anyway.
Are you trying to make it to the
I'm just trying to go
Medical ward.
the best I can remember towards the medical ward.
medical ward? Thankfully, is on this top level. You push through some of the winding corridors. You make your way to like where it kind of splits into 4 different paths. You're looking down, not seeing anyone there. You start moving through, pushing through, staying quiet, keeping up against the wall. Rifle. You've got the. Do you still have the AK? Kind of.
No, it's just hanging. I'm just got the lever with me.
Okay.
So if we're going down the straight shot, I'm keeping an eye out at the sort of longer corridor. So if in front of us is longer, I'm keeping an eye out that way. But if as soon as we get to the halfway point, I turn around and back into the thing, so that I've always got the longer corridor in front of me.
Yeah. You keep moving. As you are doing this, Nick and Jen and Scott, you make it back down towards the boats. The powerboat's there, and the dinghy is there. The one that you took across. What are you going to do?
I'm going where I've been directed.
I'll try and take the powerboat, but I don't know if we have the key.
You quickly leave Jen with Scott. You dive into the powerboat. You start looking.
Yep.
Roll and investigate for me.
Well, that's not as high as my perception. 7 pass.
Nice. Okay. You're pretty sure you remember where they were from when you've been in here before. Maybe you caught a glimpse of Ismail when they were here, when they'd set up. And you find them. Just like slightly underneath where their actual piloting point is, there's just a little hook that they're hanging on. Take them off. Place it in. The very dirty running engine just like kicks into life.
Yeah.
Jen sees this and just like brings Scott over, and you go up towards him. You help bring him into the boat.
Yep.
Laying him down on the back seat there. Where are you driving this thing?
Back to the boat. Back to the main boat.
Back to the second chance?
Yeah.
You start driving this thing away from there. You hear another engine in the distance kicking up. The same engine that you heard from the reserve, the engine of the powerboat. Jake hears as well.
I say, alright, they're on their way back. Let's get moving.
Okay, ready.
I go up.
Take out throwing knives.
I tell go to Charles. I said, start the engine. They're on their way. Let's get home.
Okay. He starts like going through the procedure, getting things set and ready.
And I'll just hope if only one of you gets injured, you get injured, because otherwise you're going to be one arm rowing back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Back in the corridors, you're going through, and you reach it. A door with a haphazardly painted red cross on it, spray painted on the door, slightly ajar. It's been dark in here as well. I'll note that you've kind of just been kind of going off the glow that's been coming from outside in here as you're moving through the darkness, occasionally like tripping on a body of someone laying in the hallway. You make your way up towards the door. How do you enter? There's 2 different ways to enter now. There's either I Scott, or I like
Gingerly.
Yeah, gingerly into it.
Okay, so a little spicy, aromatic. You start to slide this thing open. And as you peer inside, you see the beds in this ward kind of just upturned. The mattresses on their sides, the blankets kind of strewn about. Where equipment was stored before. Not in proper medical things. They were in like kind of like pull-out plastic bins that you'd have at the warehouse. Those kind of things. They'd kind of just been tossed on the side. Little bits and pieces still remain in them, but it seems like a lot of it has been taken out. As you open the door further and you look deeper in towards over where Max was, there is no Max. And the bed is overturned.
There's nobody else in the infirmary. Fuck.
What does it look like? I'll pull out that torch and
Have a look around.
shine in.
When you were in here before, there was a fair bit of blood around the place.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can gather, there doesn't seem to be additional. Or if it is, there's nothing fresh. There's a lot of dried blood in this place, but... which is kind of evidenced by some of the mattresses that do have those kind of dark stains on them. You will know that a lot of the people that you did see here, they had amputations of various kinds.
I stifle my urge to scream out.
Okay. You kind of both look at each other in frustration and a hint of despair.
What do you want to do?
It's hopefully good. Maybe he was telling the truth.
If he was, kind of to know where she went. He didn't tell us that.
Well, we've got to get out of here. Deal with that later.
Fine.
If the Russians ever and they've fled, then somewhere else.
Fine. Back out the way we came.
Don't think there's another way out.
You start to make your way back. As you're kind of winding your way through the hallways, you can hear voices. You hear laughter. It seems to be carrying up from a stairwell. As you're kind of going past, you can hear it coming from deeper down within the vessel. It sounds jovial. Keep on moving.
Can we make out?
Can't quite hear what they're talking about. Yeah. Varying accents. I mean, you can wait, you can listen, or you can keep moving. There's a little bit of light coming from the lower levels in the stairwell, just kind of peering.
Electric light or firelight?
No, it seems to be shifting. Like, growing, dimming. So you see these beams of light. Do you choose to stay, or push further on?
Pushing further on.
Pushing further on. You leave behind the voices, the laughter, continuing on, going back the way that you came, making your way back outside. Open the door back outside. Guy's still there on the ground. Make your way back through the tents. Looks like things from inside the tents have kind of been strewn out as well, around the place.
Question. Could they have technically caught up to us, seeming as of being guided back slowly, so we'd be moving at a slower pace?
It's probably good to state my intention anyway. I was going to drop you off, get you off the boat, hop back on. If I had enough fuel, go back, pick them up.
Okay.
That
Anyway,
also. I mean, the thing is, they are going very slowly throughout the place as well, being
totally.
very, very cautious.
They're being sneaky.
Yeah. Okay, right, Nick, that's good to know. Back at the boat, when they do arrive, you see a very injured Scott
I'd obviously
Jen
give
helps
an
him
explanation.
get up, and she's very panicked and concerned, and Scott's very quiet, and
Not through they can try.
I'll let Jake take Scott. I'll
Yeah.
just ask Nick, where's the other ones?
Oh, they're still back there. I fucked up, so I got to go and get them.
Alright. We'll wait for a bit longer then. We'll keep the engine
I'll just
running.
get back. Yeah, good idea.
This entire time that we've gone through and come back up, have I caught a glimpse of a yellow red poncho sort of thing?
not a
No?
one.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the two people that you saw seem to be pretty well decked out in darker clothing.
Cool.
Idea what's such.
As we get through the door going out, the guy that's laying the doorway, what was he carrying with him?
He was carrying a crowbar that seemed to be
Oh,
sharpened
yep.
at the end.
That was all he sort of had with him, was just that.
Seemed to be. You see him there as you're kind of climbing back over that door and making your way back out there. You start moving across the deck, past the tents, back over towards the door.
As we get towards the other one,
Guy's just like down.
remembering that he had said
They're not.
my operation, I just want to very quickly have a look over and see if there's anything that says who these people were, what this operation was, anything that he might have in his...
Okay, so you're gonna start searching him. Roll investigate for me.
As he starts to search, doing a sweep, and then again
Alright.
go up to the top of the tower, see what I see.
Okay. What did you roll?
ooh,
Oh, was it a fail or?
was, but I'm going to spend my sigil on that again. There's a 6 success.
Okay. You're going for him pretty quick. Open up one of the jacket pockets, have a feel around. There's something in there. There's something. You pull out a plastic bag, and there is a kind of almost crystalline substance in a plastic bag.
Is it blue?
No, it seems to be kind of like a semi-clear
It's probably just cat litter.
Cloudy.
Don't worry about it.
looking.
I'm just, I'll just take that and leave.
Okay.
Just stuff it in my pocket.
You were scanning around?
While he was searching, I did a quick sweep around the deck,
Uh-huh.
but my primary intention was to make sure I saw a lion. Like, look back up into the window to see what I see.
Okay. Alright. You start doing that, you start making your way back, you've done your sweep around, you go to look back up there, roll again, plus 20.
Come on. Yeah, success.
So when you go back up and you start scanning, maybe when you were looking for it before, you were looking in the wrong spot because it's exactly where you were looking last time, and it is a lion. Now you're able to focus on it a little bit better because before it was just like a fuck and then trying to find it again.
Yeah.
It is the head of a lion, but not the whole head of a lion. It's a lion, and and looking through your scope, it seems it's not. It's on something. It's just like propped up on something, and it's not a whole head, but it looks like it's the skin of one. And this looks manky, and there's like bits of fur that's kind of out. Part of it's completely torn. It was more just before when you got the glimpse of it, it was an immediate, that's a lion. It's an instinctual thing that's in the back of your mind. It's one of these things that we just have a hold over. It's a fear of lions and creatures like that. But yeah, you look at it, and it's the skinned lion head just like hanging on something. It looks like it's been put on something, and it's just sitting on top of it. You have enough time to have a glimpse of it, and it looks like it's like I said, it's been skinned out, and it's just kind of sitting on top
No
of
other
something.
movement or anything in that area. Cool. Okay, so confirmed that was a lion, not a live one, but a lion.
You say as you're moving back towards the staircase. You can hear a powerboat starting, getting louder, coming back towards
Coming back
this
towards?
direction. Yeah. You recognize an engine, the engine that you came on initially when you came here.
It's not question of run.
Yep, cool.
You start running? Okay. Alright. You start running back down the stairs along the dock. And you see down the end a powerboat that's just rolling in and just comes to a stop, pulsing its engines just before it gets
Flashes
there.
on the torch just to, so as we're
Nick, you see a few flashes coming along the dock.
I flash back.
Yeah. Nick flashes. Well, you see it flash. Yeah, you see a flashback coming from there. You power along there as fast as you can, running, trying to leave this place behind you. And you do, and you get into the boat. And as you get in and you kind of go back towards the back, you just see on the back seat this dark kind of red patch that wasn't there before.
It runs out of fuel.
You reverse back out, spin around, and start powering on towards the second chance. It doesn't take you long to get there because you are freaking gassing it. Don't know if you have the intention of keeping this thing because you run it hard all the way up towards the second chance, slowing it down just as you get close, bringing it in as best as possible. And the three of you getting back on board. Nick, are you going to be getting back on board the second chance as well?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
do we want to keep this as we're bailing off?
How do we keep it? We don't really have anywhere to...
Yeah, it's just a gas guzzler.
Alright. Yep, no.
You all hop off, getting onto the second chance as quickly as you can. Giving Charles a signal,
And I tell him just gun it as quickly as he can.
and he starts getting that thing going and just starts pulling away, burning away from this place. Back out towards the sea and around. And as you start coming around, you can really see this blaze that's burning in the back, and it does seem to be coming from part of the refinery. It becomes clear to you as you're driving past that it's not the actual refinery that's burning. It's a place that's kind of slightly outside of it. But all of that changes in an instant as there's a shift in the wind as you're driving away. And there is an ignition. A almighty explosion tears out as you're pulling away from there. The sky just erupts in flame. As the brightness of this explosion, you all kind of pull yourselves down away from it. As this thing is going, yeah, you half as much. Speeding away as quickly as you can. 2 Russians in your lower deck. Trying to leave this place behind, trying to return to the reserve. Everywhere around the refinery. The whole thing seems to have just gone.
Chain reaction would be ridiculous.
And that's it. It's going. It's going in parts, and you just see it's really starting to go at this point here. It's hard to even see the boat in the cloud that starts drifting across this thing. This cloud that seems to be continuously combusting and growing, and almost chasing you in the boat as it starts to drift out and away from that point. Just this ignition just tearing through the air. But the boat continues on further out towards the sea. The lights turning on to guide you in your way. The slight drifting mist of things still in the air. You keep powering further out towards the sea to get a distance away from the coast, to get away from this. Start going back home. And as you're leaving this place behind, from out at sea, there is a red and a green light that you can see in the sky.
I tell Charles, shut the lights off.
In this direction, a light that's growing.
And I tell him, shut the engine off.
He shut. You go down. And it goes silent. You still hear this roaring off in the distance. But above you, you hear the beating sound of a helicopter overhead in the air. This that goes past and towards this ignition. That sound grows distant, but the sound of explosions is still there. The boat just lists there, bobbing in the waves, as this massively illuminated coast is just there in front of you. It's like shocking, but it's also like strangely beautiful at the same time, as the clouds just erupt in flame and tear away from this place, and this kind of awe-inspiring sight of just absolute destruction. You all sit there, watching out towards us. Even Scott, you sitting there in the back. With Jen, Nick, Jake and the others still trying to see to you, trying to pull back that, you're just looking out back towards that boat, towards this, just through that good eye. How long do you wait there for the call? You lose sight of it in the cloud as it just goes up and overhead.
If I can stop hearing it, like I'll give it like 5 minutes, I just tell Charles, let's go, but keep the lights off and don't gun it all the way.
Okay.
And I just keep an eye out for the helicopter. And anything else in the sky.
All right. You keep your eye out. Starts back up. And starts ploughing through the waves, back towards the reserve. Scott, still breathing, but roughed up. You dodged a bullet.
Almost.
Well, didn't, but in a metaphorical sense, you dodged a bullet. Some people were left behind. Others were sought after, but were not found. You're all still breathing after this. And you're all changed by it. The decisions that you've made today. Some of them in the heat of the moment. Choices. Decisions that set in motion many different outcomes. But in this one, you're all still alive. So maybe that's the right one. But that's for you all to decide. As the boat continues ploughing on, you have time to think before you return back to the reserve. Your home, your sanctuary in this tumultuous world.
Oh, well, no, that's it.
That's been us for this chapter of Zealand. Thank you for joining us. Please do join us in the next. I've been Rycon. This has been Our Survivors. Yeah, there you go, there you go.
You get an eye patch.
Yeah.
Complete that look, man.
Until next time, stay breathing.